patrone. Altro patrone. Oh shit.
We have lost objective Duff.
Пулемет! Берегись! Вижу их штурмовика!
Shows you Guzman as being offline. You already quit playing?
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, darn.
We have taken objective Duff.
Well, what the hell are you broadcasting in? Your motherfucking fingers?
My gupsies.
Oh, shit. Let me join up then.
We have lost objective Edward.
I'm fingering my balls like.
We have lost objective Charlie.
What?
Watch your profanity.
Good job, everybody. Really good work.
No, you got.
What happened?
Thank you.
We have taken objective Charlie. We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Charlie. We have taken objective Freddy.
Берегись! Там!
We have taken objective Charlie. We have lost objective Duff.
Y'all remember a couple months ago, I sent an article on an alien that was found in Peru, in Nazca. It was like a mummified alien. Well, they've been doing
I think so.
scientific.
I think I remember you talking about that.
Well, they've been doing scientific research and all this different stuff. They got a lot of people working on it, and everybody is saying that it's real, and that its DNA is similar to humans in a way, but you know, there's a lot of different things that they're looking at and waiting on to come back.
Right.
Anyways, I'll send an article via Viber. Here's one. And here's two. And three.
We have taken objective George.
I'll be back. Sandwich time.
We have taken objective Freddy. We have taken objective.
Hey, Val. Val, can you hear me?
I'm asking
Hello, hello.
Hello? Cook? Cook?
Oh, are they
Hey,
back
what's up?
after ditching you for Destiny?
Yeah, no. They still playing this.
We have taken objective Edward.
Nobody said that did you?
No.
I just don't want to play that. Like, you don't notice how like she laugh? Like, she has the normal laugh, but then she has that other laugh. Like she does that laugh first, the weird laugh, and then she that's what the
That's the one that laughs like.
that's everybody laughs like that.
No, on. You always laugh like that.
Okay, you're the one that laughs. Quick! God, man, you're gonna make me wake. Man, I'm gonna wake up the baby. Stop. Wait, well, then you should kill yourself. So. God damn it, Blanca. Fuck. Oh man, I canceled my life insurance. They're taking too much.
You did?
Yeah, cause they first told me that they were gonna get, like, if I was to, like, you know, die, they were gonna give me 100 and...
We have lost objective Freddy.
No, it was gonna be 90,000 for the first thing, for the first year. Then after this first year, it was gonna go up to 120. So the first year passed. You go, oh no, your life insurance is only 60,000. I was like, what? So I was like, you know what? Cancel that shit, motherfucker. So yeah.
What's the night?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, but no, still like the company. Like if I die, the company gives you double what I make. So like if I make, like 28,000, so double that. So what is that? 56.
Yeah, you want to know what's funny?
Очень нужно патроны.
1950s, 60s, 70s, nobody would work with and take a life insurance policy worth anything that the company was paying for unless it was a minimum of 10 years of your salary. Companies that offered life insurance policies when they first started doing it never did offer anything less than 10 times your salary. Because that's basically what everybody figured. It's the only way that this person's life was going to actually be equated to was to give their spouse, whoever inherited, basically 10x what they normally make all at once. And if you go talk to certain people that know the math and stuff, that's actually the very bare minimum of what is a true life insurance policy. Is even if you just invest it super conservative, like in CDs and stuff like that, if you have 10 years all at once, the interest and stuff you make off of it should give you close to the equivalent of what someone would make in a lifetime, as long as you don't squander it. I'll be back.
We have lost objective apples. We have lost objective Edward.
So. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Берегись, пулемет. Боеприпасы. Это тебе.
lost objective Duff. We have taken objective Freddy.
Вот
We
патроны!
have lost
Держи!
objective apples.
Наблюдаю вражеского разведчика! Там их солдат! Там вражеский солдат! Там их солдат!
We have taken objective Charlie.
Засек вражеского солдата! Держи патроны! Это вражеский военный! Внимание! Там их солдат! Боеприпасы, это тебе! Осторожно! Вражеский солдат! Вот патроны! Держи! Вижу их медика!
We have lost objective Freddy.
Tweezers. Josh Duhamel from the guy that's in Transformers? Josh Duhamel, the guy from Transformers, who's always in the Transformers movies and is like the army guy.
Oh yeah.
You know how he's married to Fergie
I didn't know that.
from Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, I know that, but I know who she is, but I didn't know.
Oh, they're getting a divorce.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Why?
I don't know. No, it didn't tell me online. It said that after 8 years of being together, they're getting a divorce. Como que pues sí. We'll never leave. Come on. I know you are not. I can't live without your annoying ass. Oops, sorry, makeup's rubbing on you. Nothing. What a liar. No. The pimple. That and, you know, he's always so hard to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget. I'm sorry.
Вижу их караульного!
Halfway there, the enemy has the upper hand.
Hey, guys.
We have lost objective Edward.
Hey, what's up?
What happened to him? This went like crazy.
Пулемет! Впереди!
Never find my starter in the morning. I end up having to work. Oh, well. I just wear yours. Oh yeah, because you have staff the clockless.
Патроны! Налетай!
Have staff the clock. Enojate, enojate. I think it sounds like a freaking weirdo. That Don Cheeto guy. Like, who tells that
Don
to little-
Cheeto?
Who tells that?
How you doing, Bob?
Sounds like he's a child molester. I think so. What if he's like secretly grooming them? I don't know. Like, that's what they call when child molesters, like, you know, like try to be your friend or like just like talk to you and like get you to like just like have a connection with you, and then I've been watching too much crime watching. Actually, no, not no more, because I got figured out where I actually got the bug. It's like,
We have an armored train.
shit. You would talk. I don't really talk to you. The black girl just asked me if I want my pickup. And I'm like, oh.
Засек штурмовика неприятеля! Там вражеский пулеметчик!
Girl, I was like, hey, maybe it's on film. She was like, yeah.
Our armored train has arrived.
That girl that talks to
Там
her, the one
штурмовик!
that I told you, she's not yeah, they like eat the food I give them, like they share it. And I'm like, yeah, you can have it. You really need sandwich on Jessica. And she ended up giving the Big Mac to Shayla, and she like ate it all. She's like, way to go, guys! I just ate a whole Big Mac and the fries by myself.
Oh, like she didn't want it to do it, but
Like she had just eaten a sopa marucha that was like her lunch, but then like she saw the Big Mac, and I guess she was like, ooh, I want some Big Mac, and she like ate the Big Mac and the fries, and then like before that she had just eaten like the sopa before I got there. She's like, way to go, guys! It's gonna go to my thighs.
shit over here, boy.
Come on, let's go to sleep, husband, or I'll hit you.
We are losing objective Freddy.
Тот солдат! Это же враг!
We have lost objective Edward.
Вот патроны тебе!
We have lost objective George. enemy controls all objectives. We are losing.
Там штурмовик врага!
We are losing. We have taken objective Edward. We are losing objective Edward. We have lost objective Fred. We have taken objective butter.
Attends, faut jouer avec eux autres, là, je veux dire.
We have lost objective Duff.
Hein? Ah, parce que y a pas personne, pas assez de monde. Y'a pas assez de méchants, là. Où ils sont? Pas assez de monde à tuer. C'est des bateaux. Ah. C'est là, là-bas.
We are losing objective butter.
Fuck. Ben bon joueur, Ben.
We
Ah,
control all objectives.
motherfucker.
Is en route. An enemy dreadnought has arrived. We have lost objective Charlie. Halfway there, we have the upper hand. We control all objectives.
Вот патроны, держи! Заметил корабль! Дредноут!
lost objective butter.
Tabarnak. Ah, j'ai planté le net, man. C'est parce que je vais même pas voir ça. Ah, God. Je joue au snipe, bro, with moi. C'est ça. Je joue au sniper. Ah, c'est bien ça, man.
We have taken objective butter.
Держи! Вот тебе
Comment les
патроны!
tuer, là?
We have lost objective Edward.
Pas grave, c'est bien ça. C'est ça, j'ai pété ça dans la tête. Ah, motherfucker, hein, tu me suis en plus. Fuck. Ah ouais. Scout.
We have taken objective Edward.
Боеприпасы! Это тебе! Вражеский пулемет! Вон там!
J'ai même pas le temps, man. J'ai même pas le fucking
We have
temps.
lost objective Edward.
Вот патроны! Это тебе! Вот патроны! Это тебе!
We are winning. We are losing objective Duff. We have taken objective Freddy.
Ah, sacrément. C'est arrangé ça, là.
Hey, don't worry about it, Coden.
What?
Fuck it. Motherfucker John.
The French guy.
Befehle, Feldwebel!
The Philly cheesesteak, nigga. Was war mal eating? Sniper. Sniper.
We have taken objective Charlie. We are losing objective Charlie. We have lost objective Duff. A sentry kit is available near your location. We have taken objective Butter.
Yeah. Anybody there?
Maybe.
have lost objective butter. We have lost objective Charlie.
Oh,
C'est des
fuck.
fois, c'est vraiment des salles, des avions. Ouais, regarde.
Shut your French ass up and
Ouais,
revive me,
ouais.
motherfucker.
Si tu veux.
What? Oh, fuck.
C'est une map, là.
We have lost objective butter. We have taken objective Duff.
Someone take it.
Ah, bah, c'est cool. Là, pareil, ça a ça, les boules, là. Ouais, pas bien, ouais.
туда! Людей?
Voyons donc.
Das sind Schwimmbäder!
We have lost objective Charlie.
Tabarnak, le sacrement, hein? Il est tannant, là.
Sturmsoldat! Behaltet ihn im Auge! Hier, ich habe ein bisschen Munition übrig.
Tabarnak, il rentre avec son mitraillette comme un certain. Ah, mon petit sol. Avec. Oh, ouais. C'est tout comme.
Halfway there, the enemy has the upper hand.
Nächste Granate!
We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Charlie.
Ich brauche einen Sally! Da drüben, feindliches Meer! Munition, grad zu! Hier, Munition für dich!
We have an armored train en route. We have taken objective Charlie.
Feindlichen Speer!
Our armored train has arrived. We are losing objective Charlie.
Aufpassen, Maschinengewehr!
We have taken objective Butter. We have lost objective Charlie.
Ein Speer! Feindlicher Sturmsoldat, seid vorsichtig!
taken objective Duff.
Hier, frische Munition!
We have taken objective butter. We are losing objective butter.
Hier, Munition! Munition, hier!
We are losing objective Charlie. We have lost objective Charlie.
Feindliche Kavallerie, da drüben!
We have taken objective butter.
Hab keine Munition mehr! Aufpassen, ein Speer! Feindlicher Sanitäter! Munition, schnell!
We are losing objective Charlie.
Sanitäter!
Objective butter. objective Charlie.
Вот
We have lost objective Duff. We have taken objective Apples.
Держи патроны!
Objective Apples.
Hello, hello.
Yo.
We have taken objective Duff.
Пулемет противника! Вот патроны тебе!
We have lost objective Edward.
Патроны все!
We are losing objective Duff.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Guzman, you gonna be playing Battlefield for a little bit longer?
Nah, man, but after this match, I'm gonna be getting on.
I was eating and got caught up watching a show on YouTube.
Stranger Things.
Nah, I like watching, I don't know, videos of people interacting with cops and shit like that.
Oh yeah, I like that video that you showed, bro.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, he's a little, his approach is very anarchist. I mean, you try and just say, oh look, it's a normal person, and somebody starts talking to you like that. Because I don't care how much that person is supposed to be a civil servant and everything else, and how much the law, like, may really say. That's still like a human being who's gonna act like a human being. But, he had a lot of valid points, but there were some other things, like I watched some, other videos he did, and,
Вижу штурмовика.
he was very adamant about, oh, the Constitution says this, says that, but I know enough about law that there's stuff that's in the foundation of the Constitution that most people aren't aware of because it's not really worded there. It's in a lot of documentation around the Constitution and stuff from when the Constitution was officially ratified. Basically, any state can actually succeed from the Union anytime they feel like it. The reason the Civil War became, oh look, it's a war and we're going to take back these states and put them back in the Union was because they seceded and then declared war on the United States. So, whether or not, you know, our government would really follow what the Constitution says, it does say that each state has a right to do that, and as such, anything that basically isn't considered to violate the core principles of the Constitution and Bill of Rights and everything else. And that's why, like, if you're coming from another state into California, and let's say they have like a fruit checkpoint and they say, hey, we have to look in your vehicle, you can refuse it, okay, but then you're not allowed in the state. You have to turn your vehicle around and drive back to like Nevada or wherever. But in many ways, it's an unlawful law because they don't stop everybody, right? Whereas at the Canada-American border, everybody is stopped and checked, and you're not allowed in without everybody getting inspected, including, you know, American citizens crossing from Canada back into the U.S. You don't get to go, no, you can't check my bags to see if I declared stuff or not, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody has certain key information checked, period. And if a officer feels he has cause, then he elicits, but the law actually says everybody's basically supposed to be checked unless a customs officer feels that a full inspection is not necessary. And then basically most of the time the officers don't feel a full inspection is necessary. So yeah, but what certain people don't realize is that there's only two ways to address things. Either write your representative and also make other people aware so that the law is actually changed. The courts keep the lady, right? Because there was one time when this guy, I think it was the 1800s, he basically got arrested and went through all kinds of stuff. I mean, he went through a terrible ordeal. And one of the very first, like, it raised from point A to point be escalations in the Court of Appeals is they were like, yeah, you're right, kind of thing, blah, blah. And the guy was basically like, so you're going to like change the law, right? You're going to declare the law as unconstitutional. And the judge was like, I'm in no position to do that. I'm just saying you're right. And he was like, well, how can you say that the law still stays in place, but that, wait, since it's unconstitutional, I now get to walk free. So he did some crazy stuff, like he recommitted the law again or something else, rebroke the law again or something else, but basically it ultimately ended up in the Supreme Court, and that guy went through a whole lot of suffering, got the crap beat out of him by various police officers and a bunch of other stuff until the Supreme Court declared the law unconstitutional. I mean, and go ahead.
The thing that got me in this particular video was how the people who don't even know what's going on come over and start defending the police officer, and they don't know shit, and then the guy tries to tell them, and even though they still don't know shit, and that was really sad to see, but that's like what these pockets of people in this country are like, scattered throughout the country, and I don't know, it's almost like that cop probably, while he was sitting in the car, called up his little goon buddies to come by and try to deal with this guy, and he was just going to leave it there, and maybe that guy would have got his ass kicked and they wouldn't have prosecuted the other kids. Or whatever.
For the officer to leave the scene, which was obviously a threat, is a dereliction of duty, and it's potentially chargeable. But see, what you have to realize, the biggest problem that you have to deal with, right, is if a district attorney is going to prosecute, right? And without the district attorney choosing to prosecute, somebody can basically commit a horrendous crime. The district attorney is officially an elected official, right? And then all that can happen is the mayor or governor can find grounds for impeachment. But there have been times, dude, that have existed in America where district attorneys have been just as corrupt as a bunch of other various politicians, and organized crime and other stuff had them so much in their pocket. They commit a crime, police arrest them and everything else, and the DA, turns around and goes, no, there's not enough evidence here. This isn't going to be a strong enough case. I'm not going to prosecute. That was the biggest thing with Al Capone. Al Capone literally had the actual elected district attorney, right, via blackmail, bribes, a bit of both, most likely, completely in his pocket. There'd be various major crimes go down, the cops would have all this evidence, they go turn it into the district attorney, and he'd be like, hello, this is the largest, craziest criminal maybe in the whole United States. I have to have stuff super airtight. He could easily punch holes in anything. He's like, do you think that some, jury that's potentially going to get strong-armed by this guy is gonna prosecute him when there's even like a remotely of a doubt? This is one of those key situations where you're not dealing with, reasonable doubt. This is talking about any kind of doubt. These people aren't gonna, and boom, he'd refuse to prosecute. But yeah, that cop was in clear dereliction of duty on that video, which at the very least is grounds to be fired.
You mean grounds to be put on vacation?
No, to be fired. Dereliction of duty is one of the few things that you get put on disciplinary leave, and if they find you guilty of it, boom, you're done. You're fired.
We have taken objective Duff.
Yeah, the really interesting videos are some of the ones that I've seen on that website, Best Gore. You can get on there and type in police brutality or shit like that. And man, I've seen these motherfuckers shooting people's animals on the front fucking lawns and shit. Security cameras and stuff, all kind of crazy shit. I told you about this one. It was the most shocking one. a police officer, off-duty police officer with a weapon, you know, he approaches this house, knocks on the door. The lady answers the door. The dog runs out of the house towards the cop, and before that cop could take 2 steps back, that dog had 3 rounds in his ass. And the fucking lady was all over the dog, and the dog was convulsing and seizuring and fucking dying on there. Man, it was fucking crazy. Then the cop left the scene. That's pretty fucking crazy.
It's because humans are
graphic.
humans, man.
Патроны,
Yeah.
налетай!
They don't get enough training for the most part,
Yeah.
right?
And then the
Like,
training that they do get is to make them believe that,
We have taken objective Edward.
you know, maybe most persons could be considered a threat, or that you should be extremely protective of your personal safety because the public is unpredictable. Or has a
so my
hostile-
friend is a rookie cop now, like straight up rookie cop in the Seattle Police Department. And when he went through training, right, his various training instructors said, "Man, dude, you're like gonna make a really good cop, but I'm also pretty concerned that you're gonna be dead before you've been at it for 2 years, much less 5." Okay. And I said, "Well, what do you mean by that? Why would they say stuff like that?" And he goes, "Well, so they put you through these like scenarios, but they don't really explain a lot to you because they want to, you know, see how you behave. They've like trained you with various scenarios, and then you do this, you know, kind of random real world scenario. This one is off duty, you know, but they carry all the time, you know, when they're off duty. You know, they've basically got a concealed gun on them."
Right,
And,
and they're an American citizen, so they can carry it regardless. As long as they're authorized.
well, most states say that you can't carry concealed, and there's no constitutional right that says that you can carry concealed at all. But in fact, the Supreme Court was very clear that every state, as well as the federal government, has a right to declare that having a concealed weapon on you is a crime, as well as various cities and states and stuff can declare certain areas citizens not allowed to carry a weapon, and that goes pretty damn far back.
I think that's fair, in a way. I mean, I'd
But
rather
anyway,
people have a gun on them instead
but
of
like
me.
in Texas, right? You can carry a loaded gun any and all times you want, as long as it's out in the open, right? But then most cities and everything else have ordinances that say you can't. And so as far as like skirting the law, when I was traveling in Texas, especially since that's where I got my criminal justice major, dude, I had my pistol loaded, etc., and just sitting right in the seat of my car, right out in the open. And travel places and everything else. And I would, when I went and got gas and stuff like that, I would either lock it up if I was going to go inside of a gas station or something. I literally had the lockbox for it, and then I'd set that down in the seat, or I would just put it down in a floorboard or someplace where you couldn't see it. You know, go get gas and do whatever. But yeah, I haven't got pulled over by a cop once, I think, when I had it on me. You know, and I, you know, rolled my windows down so he could see and everything else, and you know, kept my hands where he could see them. And I just said, hey, you and I both know that the law is very clear that the only time it's illegal is if it's concealed. I'm out here. I'm not in a city or whatever. You know, I have a right to have this. It's definitely loaded. You know, and I wasn't doing anything, you know, I shouldn't have or whatever. I forget he gave me a warning about something, I think. So it's probably speeding a little bit, but in Texas, like, everybody drives over the speed limit, so.
Until y'all get to Louisiana, then y'all slow y'all's asses down, because y'all know the fucking state troopers over here don't play.
But yeah, so, but yeah, I knew a lot of different stuff about Texas law. And then federal law says as long as basically your firearm is in your trunk and your bullets are in the front part of your vehicle, you can even go into New York City where they say basically without a permit, which is practically not given to anybody, okay? Literally the mayor has to absolutely hand sign, authorize. It's really crazy. Otherwise, the only people that can have it is a police officer. But there have been people that were stopped because here back in early 90s, I think, somebody was traveling through New York City. They had a rifle in the back of their vehicle. It was a hunting rifle and ammo in the front. The New York police pulls them over. They like confiscate all this stuff. They go to charge him, everything else. He ends up in court. The judge even finds him guilty, etc. He's spending time in jail, and the guy had leverage. He gets a hold of a lawyer. The lawyer da-da-da-da-da, and then he turned around and sued the city.
Well, how in the hell do you go
And he
to a
also
gun
got like
store
hurt when he was in
and
jail. He ended up with like $5 million from the city of New York.
what a city that's strict on having guns on you. I mean, you could go to the damn gun shop and buy, you know, a pistol for your house or a shotgun and a bunch of ammunition and, you know, travel with it to get it to your house like that and just happen to get pulled over, and then I guess that becomes a problem for you just that quick.
Well, yeah, in fact, New York City, they don't even want people, the laws are in place, you can't even really have a gun in your house. I mean, you can, but how are you going to get it there? Because that's committing a crime.
Right. Well, see, that's basically what
Right,
I'm
so
getting at.
it wasn't literally till 1990 that somebody successfully challenged enough that it ended up in the federal court system, and they also successfully sued it. They either end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars or multiple millions of dollars that New York City ended up paying them because they got somebody beat the ever-loving crap out of them while they were in jail, and they were lawfully jailed, unlawfully jailed. First federal judge to get a hold of it. He was very clear. He was like, listen, this person was clearly traveling through the city. There's an interstate that goes through the city. He was going from here to here. It's clearly documented. I understand that because you guys pulled him over and everything, that for him to be detained and find himself in a detention cell until a judge gets to look at this, which is different than actual jail, right? But your judges should have seen this and said, hey, this guy is a New York City citizen, okay? He has all this various paperwork in his car to say that he's going from point A to point B, okay? You guys pull him over, and he's meeting the federal law statutes of gun transportation. His rifle is in the trunk of his vehicle, and his ammo, okay, which consists of a total of like 20 rounds. I don't even think he had a full box of ammo. Right? When you go deer hunting, you're not going to like be putting 20 rounds in a deer, right? That's what you have. You know? He's like, you know, you guys just violated this guy's civil rights forwards and backwards. You know? And he admonished like the three various judges of New York City, New York State about it, and said, you guys, you know, especially this judge and that judge, right? It wasn't the first judge or even I think the second judge. I think by the time he was federal court, it was a fourth or fifth judge to see it. But then, you know, everybody was talking about it. Yeah, it was early 90s. exactly when it happened. You know, the news ended up picking it up and everything else. But yeah, New York City has like